I thank the chairman. I thank the ranking member, the distinguished gentleman from Michigan, for recognizing the contribution that I made to this committee in calling for a special counsel to investigate Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and what seems to be the obvious crimes committed therein. And as we sit here today in the Judiciary Committee, I suspect that that call for a special counsel is even more relevant, because during the August recess, we learned that as a consequence of the United States Senate's investigation, they found that Mr. Comey drafted the exoneration of Hillary Clinton prior to even conducting major elements of the investigation, prior to interviewing key witnesses, prior to interviewing Hillary Clinton herself. But Mr. Comey was ready and willing and able to give immunity deals to people who were the close confidants of Hillary Clinton. Here's why this is so important. Here's why it's not heavy-handed or why it's not partisan mudslinging. It is very likely that today, throughout the world, as a consequence of the Clinton Foundation funneling money to itself and selling access to the State Department, that we've got people around the world acting on behalf of the United States. And we don't even know if those transactions were arm's length. If there was corruption at the Clinton Foundation, if the Clinton Foundation was laundering money for access to the State Department, I believe that the Judiciary Committee has an obligation to call for a special counsel and to get the real criminals held accountable for their real crimes. Democrats on this committee time and again have suggested that there is some improper activity with President Trump in Russia. Without pointing to evidence, there's still not a shred of evidence of that collusion. The only evidence of collusion with Russia is the evidence that Hillary Clinton was working with Russian operatives on the Uranium One deal, or that Democrat operatives were working with Fusion GPS on dossiers that are false about President Trump to embarrass him both before and after the election. And so, Mr. Chairman, again, I'm grateful that my activity in this committee has drawn the attention of the minority party, such to the point that it was referenced in the distinguished gentleman from Michigan's statement. I renew that call for a special counsel, and I am very eager to find out whether or not the Clinton Foundation, the Uranium One deal, Fusion GPS, and this exoneration conclusion that Mr. Comey reached prior to conducting the investigation calls into question the very legitimacy of the United States' efforts around the world. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time to the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan.